like these sunglasses are really obnoxious. Like a little bit big for my head.
You're obnoxious.
Hello everyone, and today we are going to get Sean's bikini for comp.
Ball bikini.
He's going to look mighty fun. You guys should see the colour, it's exciting. I don't know whether we want to, should we show them or should we await for the competition?
I'm not really a secretive person.
No, so. And like I doubt anyone watching this video is probably going to come see you at your comp anyway, so whatever. So yes, I am without Jackson, the videographer, so I thought I'd just throw a little random vlog together, kind of, I guess, a bit more of a day in the life today, which I know is very, again, basic bitch YouTuber, but it seems to be what a few people have asked on Snapchat, which I just think it's really boring talking about myself for a day and what I do. I just don't think it's interesting, but apparently it is. So, so we are going down to Creative Bikinis, Claire Skeet. She's a go-to lady for bikinis, posing trunks, dance wear, theme wear. Whatever you're doing, she'll make it for you. I did a comp a few years back and it was NABBA and I had to have an outfit and she made me this really cute little lifesaver outfit and just did it all up from scratch, and yeah, she's a genius. So we're gonna go down there. I'm not actually picking up my bikini today, but apparently I have weird shaped tits, so they needed to have a new cup made. Sean will argue, they're not weird. I don't get why, like why do my boobs need...
Very perky.
Yeah, and they're not that big. And okay, so the issue is, I'll explain it, because girls will need to understand this. If you have fake boobs, then you don't need padding, generally speaking. You don't need a lot of padding. You need kind of the cup and yeah, that's it. You can get away with it. But the issue being is that I do have fake boobs, I've said that before, but mine aren't very big. So they kind of look more on the natural front, but then they're perky. So if I stick them in a padded bikini, which is made for someone without a chest, then they look weird because they look like it's all sitting up really, really high. And they don't look very natural, and I don't like that look. But then when I wear the ones that are made for bigger boobs and fake boobs, then they look the cup takes up too much of my upper body because I'm quite narrow. So Claire, I don't know what we're gonna get down when we get down there, but she's fashioned me some new cup, and we're gonna see how that fits, see if it makes me look a bit less weird in the chest. But it makes a big difference because if you've got quite a narrow upper body like me, if you have a massive cup and it takes up half of your like torso, it will really not do your waist any favors, it won't do your shape any favors, so it's really important to get the right fit and cut, which is why I highly recommend do not order online unless you know your exact measurements, unless you know what style suits you, all of those things, really, really important. So color wise, again, I'm not super secretive, so I'm not really that fussed because I'm getting two, so it'll be a surprise at, you know, which show I choose to wear them at. So I'm getting a shade of red and a shade of blue, so that's pretty general anyway, but then it will be a call as to what I wear for Perth and what I wear for Nationals. I guess I'll give you a little bit of an update on prep at the moment. It's probably the same feelings that I've had for the last few weeks, is I don't think I'm going to be ready in time the way that I want my physique to look, and I think because I have been comparing back to old shows and I need to get out of that habit of worrying about what weight I've been before, and I've said this before, like, it doesn't do you any favors, whereas if I look at photos of my physique, I can see the progress because I can see that muscle has been put on in the right areas, in the glutes, in the shoulders. I can see that and I respect that, but I'm just not lean enough to where I would want to be for 6 weeks out doing this video, which is fine. But I'm trying to focus more on the bigger picture of Nationals is 8 weeks, so trying to bring in my best package for that show and just doing my best for Perth. And you know what, even if I don't end up getting on stage, we're just going to keep grinding through to the end, and there's nothing more you can do to that, because I don't want to be that person that's like, oh, I haven't had the perfect prep and I've been sick and I've been this, I've been that. You know what, everyone has shit happen when they prep, and that's just a part of life, and unfortunately mine was one that kind of affected my physique a little bit more, but you can't do anything about it. And who knows, if I don't end up getting on stage, maybe I'll do a photo shoot and then keep my bikinis and do Arnold's next year. Like, there's so many options. Unfortunately in Australia, it does suck a bit that we only have really like 2 seasons a year, because if I was in America, they've probably got like a show 4 weeks later, another NPC show or something. They've got them like every week pretty much. And I've seen a lot of people do that where, you know, yeah, they've had something happen, they got sick, whatever, and they've just chosen another show date. Unfortunately, if anyone is watching from overseas, in Australia for the IFBB, we only have really 3 now optional show dates a year. So we kind of have October season, which is like our Australian championships and our state titles, and then we have Arnold's, and then your state show to qualify for the Arnold Classic, which is March, and then now we have all females, which is I think July, so that just went on not long ago. So they're kind of the options. At least they're pretty spread out, and we now have that all female option, but there really isn't a lot of options more in terms of your state. So where I live in Western Australia, we only have the WA show, like that's it. You can't go do, you know, this area or that area. You have to also qualify in your state. So it's not a choice of going, oh well, I can't make this show, I'll just fly to Sydney and do Sydney as a qualifier. You can't do that in the IFBB, which it does limit us a little bit, but at the same time, like, what can you do? That's just how it is. And I'm sure as the sport grows and as we get more competitors, we'll get more shows, which is what I've heard anyway on the rumour mill, that is going on, and that you'll be able to qualify at other states, like more like rural WA and stuff like that. So that was a very long ramble about prep, and yeah, so we're going to go and pick up our bikinis. I went this morning and did cardio. Not enjoying cardio at the moment, but got to get it done. I'm probably doing more cardio than I would normally recommend for a comp prep. I'll be transparent with you guys, but at the end of the day, like I said, I had that 3 weeks that really held me back and sick, and now I just have to smash it. So we kind of rushed out the door this morning, so I grabbed a smoothie. In my smoothie, it's just protein powder, Body Science, salted caramel, blueberries, banana, almond milk, ice. Very, very basic breakfast. I probably should have had some fats with that, and I think I'm probably going to get hungry. But we are dropping past the Macro Snacks warehouse, so I might grab some nuts from our storage centre or grab some Macro Snacks when we're down there. It's just kind of one of those days where we're rushing around, checking on a few things. So we're going to go try on the bikinis, drop into the warehouse, check in on staff, check in on some orders, because I haven't been down there in a little while, and then I'll go home. I have to film some stuff, so obviously I'm not going to put that on because that's boring. Film some stuff for clients, do some training programs, and then I'll go to the gym later this evening. So I don't think I'll film any workout footage, because it's honestly stupid trying to film at night in our gym. It would just be annoying, and I don't want to be that person in the gym that's like got my camera out and whatnot. Maybe I'll get Sean to film like a couple of sets of something, but I'm not going to be like vlogging a whole workout. It is tough, so I usually, when I have Jackson, we try to go in the middle of the day, but I'll definitely get some more of that in as well. And I guess, to be honest, like when you're feeling a little bit behind in prep, the last thing you really want to worry about in the gym is like setting up a camera and like vlogging it and getting the right angles and this and that. You just kind of want to get in there and train, especially when you've got a big session, maybe a little bit of post-workout cardio. The last thing you want to do is really be worrying about all of that. So any footage will just kind of, I guess, be a little bit of real and raw stuff in there. And that is it. Me and Shawnee, how are you feeling?
Yeah, alright, not too bad.
Too bad? Shawnee's now 2.5 weeks out.
Yeah.
Did you send your coach a midweek check-in today?
No. I forgot.
Forgot to check in.
Jesus.
Did you weigh yourself this morning?
I did, but I forgot to minus out my clothes. So.
Oh, okay. Do you think you were lighter or the same?
I'm not sure. I was 87 with clothes on, so probably about 85 and a half.
Okay. So, yeah. I guess like sorry, I cut you off there. What a rude bit.
Fine. Don't bother. I'll just look out the window. But I can't because I'm driving.
Look how nice the river is. We're driving across the, like basically just coming out of Perth City over the bridge-ish. We're not on the bridge yet, are we? We're going over the bridge.
Just a boot.
Just a boot over the bridge.
On the boot.
To go all the way south of the river, which we don't go south of the river very often.
Southerners.
We're not southerners.
We're northerners.
Northerners. Are you from northern England?
Nah, from south, so I'm a southerner.
Oh, you're a fucking southerner.
Yeah, my dad's a northerner.
So we were talking back on prep. We were chatting about prep yesterday. No, what was it? Was it Tuesday? Monday. We had we're pretty honest with stuff that's going on, but we were having a bit of a chat, and we just had a tough day, I would say. It was just one of those days that was just a little bit challenging. A few things. It wasn't just prep. I think it was kind of a sum of stuff. Like at the moment, yeah, we're building a house. We had a bit of stuff going on with macro snacks, waiting on people to send us things. Then also with some clothing stuff for Team Round. I've just been like waiting on companies to send me shit, and there's nothing you can do about that but like try to not get frustrated at the end of the day. And then it was kind of that in combination with, you know, being a bit tired, being a bit hungry. Sundays we do check-ins, so we're up quite late working on a Sunday night. It was just all those things, and Shawnee just was feeling a little bit off. You can chime in on this, but he was just like, I just don't know if I want to compete anymore, you know. And to say that 2.5 weeks out, and I've been feeling a bit that way for the last few weeks. So people are like, well, why are you doing it? Like, why keep going? And I guess the big thing for me is that it was a commitment, and I like to commit to things and stick to it, and I like to see things through. I also like to see my body change and transform, and I know Sean's the same, especially when we got kind of fat last year and we got on a bit of a heavy bulk, so to speak. Unintentionally, we were just enjoying life, to be honest. We were enjoying eating out, and we were enjoying not tracking all the time, and that's really important to have those moments. But yeah, at the same time then, of course, you're going to have your moments in dieting, and I think it's important to get people to understand that we all have those days where we feel like not competing. We all have those days where we feel like pulling the pin and just going and buying a pizza. And Sean texts me, and I think did I go to the gym I went to the gym Sunday night. I had to do half an hour of cardio, and he texts me, and I said, do you want me to get you any food or get you anything? And he's like, I just want like some chicken nuggets.
Chicken nuggets, and a pizza, and some burgers, and just everything. And
I was like, are you actually serious? And he's kind of like, oh, kind of. Like, I really am not feeling it right now. But do you think the biggest parts of that, there's a few reasons why he's been feeling a little bit that way, and obviously me also. I think for you, one of the big ones is missing out on food. Like, I'm not so bad. Yeah, sure, I miss things, but Shawnee really loves his food. Like, he is a foodie. He used to be a chef. Yeah. So you really miss food, don't you?
I do, yeah.
And he's also probably he's leaner than me. He's dropped a lot more weight than me in this prep. He's probably on lower calories comparative to body weight, and doing a bit of cardio. So yeah, he's hungry, tired, all those things, and it just kind of all comes up. So we just want you guys to understand that even as coaches, it's normal to have those feelings where you have those weeks where you're just like, fuck it, let's go. Like, yeah. But it's not also that, but it's also stuff to do with business and personal life. Like, competing takes up such a chunk of your life, and it does more so at the end, maybe like the last 10 weeks, I would say, when you're maybe doing a bit of cardio, you're double day training some days, you're doing bigger weight sessions, you're doing more sets, more volume, all of these things. You might be spending like 3 hours in the gym a day, I would say, like, for a lot of days. Not every day, but like a lot of days. And then you're also driving to the gym, you're coming home, you're sometimes showering twice a day. I don't know if people normally shower twice a day, but I hope they shower at least once a day. But you're doing all these things, and then you also have to worry about getting meals in, tracking, prepping. Now, I'm not making excuses by any means, but I'm just trying to say for anyone that has not competed before, that has not prepped before, if this was normal life, we wouldn't give a shit if we didn't go to the gym for a few days. Like, if we were busy and we couldn't make it to the gym, look at that lovely view. Yeah, we wouldn't normally care, because there's more important things in life than going to the gym and training. And yeah, I think that all kind of built up too, because Sean's been at Revo now, what, a year? No, not quite. No, yeah, like 8 months. And he's still trying to grow his business and grow his PT, and he's getting busier. And I think that the combination of getting busier with clients and prepping, and you're wanting to prioritize your new clients, because obviously, like, 2 reasons. He likes training people. Like, that's number one. Like, you enjoy getting in the gym and actually coaching people. And the other thing is, yeah, we're trying to build a house. We're going on a holiday to Japan at the end of the year. We have financials at the end of the day and shit to pay for. And you know what? Comp doesn't pay the bills. Listen to that. Comp does not pay the bills, okay?
It is a bill.
It is a bill. It's a massive bill. Even for someone who, like Sean, doesn't need a blingy bikini. He's a natural competitor, so he doesn't have to buy drugs. It's still expensive, and it's still your time. So that 3 hours a day he could be training 2 or 3 more clients and, you know, making a bit more money and all of these things. So at the end of the day, we chatted about it, and obviously, like, at the moment, yeah, he's going to see it through. He had that night off training, didn't go to the gym Monday, was supposed to train, just went, nah, like, I'm having the night, get back in the zone, refocus.
Ate some extra cereal, because I was like, fuck this shit.
Did you? You didn't tell me that.
I don't want to do this anymore. And then I was like, oh shit, no, I need to be lean.
So how are you feeling about it all now?
Yeah, not too bad now, yeah. I just needed a night where it was just like, I just want to moan and mope. It's like, me.
Because I am normally the one that does that.
Yeah, exactly. And I wanted some cereal. That's about it, really. But yeah, that's exactly it. I think it was also, like I said, I had like days where it's 4 or 5 clients in the morning, and then 4 or 5 clients at night, and then in the afternoon I've got to get 2 or 3 plans done, and then somewhere in there I've got to walk the dog. As well as my day, wasn't it? Got to walk the dogs, and then I've got to get an hour cardio in the morning, and I've got to get training, and then some hit and shit at night. You know, and it's hard to, like, I have a really scatty brain.
ADD.
Because of my ADHD, so it's hard for me to go cardio, clients, and then work on the laptop.
Yeah, so I'm a bit more like...
She's a machine.
Like, I'll go do my cardio, I shower and I eat, and I watch half an hour of The Real Housewives. Yes, that is fact, that is my morning, that is what happens. Sean watches me. That's my little, like, me time, and then as soon as that's done and I've eaten, I'm like right on with work, and I can pretty much work the whole way through until eating my kind of pre-workout meal as I'm still working, whereas Sean kind of needs to have that moment of refocus, and everyone's different, so obviously that's why we're a little different in that sense. And I think that that's kind of just been the way I've had to do it. I'd say going back to when I was at uni and when I first ever did my first comp prep, I was busier than I've ever been in my life, and I'm glad to say that, like, back then, I take my hat off to uni students that work and also prep for a show, because it's not easy. But at the same time, I'd say it's different. I have different stress, not so much stress, but I have a lot more, what's the word for it? Like, not expectations, but like responsibilities. I have a lot more responsibilities now than what I did when I was at uni. And that, I think, now takes up a lot more time. So when I was at uni, it was like, okay, I had clients in the gym at 5 a.m. all the way down in Claremont. I think I was working then, which was about 40 minutes from my uni. I would do 2 or 3 PT clients. Then I would go all the way, I'd normally have to squeeze in some cardio, drive all the way to Joondalup for university, go to uni for 4 or 5 hours. I would sometimes then train in the uni gym, go back to clients in the afternoon, maybe train in the evening, and then basically fit in some study at night, and then meal prep at night, and then pretty much start again every morning at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. But it was different because it was that routine, and you just get into a routine with prep, and I think that sometimes you just get exhausted in that routine, which is what happened to Sean the other day, what happens to all of us, where you're just like, fuck this shit, and it's exactly that. And that's okay, because everyone has those moments. It's like, I get it when I'm a bit premenstrual, definitely, like that happens.
Definitely.
So, yeah, I guess we just wanted to be real with you in this blog and get that those things happen. But as soon as you realize, and the best way to get out of that mindset is to understand why you're doing something and what it means to you and how far you've come, I think is a big thing. Like, Sean's dropped, like, already about, 14 kilos in this prep. He has so much more muscle than he ever has in a comp prep. He's looking amazing, and it's only 2.5 more weeks, you know? And when we focus on it like that, it makes you feel better about the whole thing. Like,
it's 2 weeks.
Yeah. And, you know, we were thinking, oh, it's going to be 2 weeks, and then it's going to be nationals, and then it's going to be this, and it's going to be that. And you're like, you have to get out of that mindset of overthinking that shit as well, and just going, you know what, just do Perth. And if you loved it, and you liked being on stage, and you did well, and say you won, and you got whatever, then yeah, of course you go do nationals. But if you didn't enjoy it, and you hated being on stage that day, and all those things, then, you know what? End it there. You've done it, you've put the tan on, you've got up there, and then it's over. So try not to get too far ahead of yourself when it comes to a prep, because that can overwhelm you. I've got a lot of clients, and one of my girls, love her to death, love you if you're watching this, but she emailed me the other day, and she's doing the same show as Sean, and she's like, okay, so I'm thinking Arnold's next year, and I'm like, dude, you're competing in 3 weeks. Stop fucking thinking about Arnold's. Like, yeah, she's never competed before. So I get it. She's excited. She's enthusiastic. All of these things, which are great things. But at the same time, that can stress you out and it takes your focus away from where it needs to be. So I think the biggest tip is when you're prepping, keep shit simple. Try not to overcomplicate it by overthinking all the stuff, like, especially financials. So if, say for example, you've pulled back on work or clients or whatever because you're prepping a little bit and it needs to be a focus, make sure that you're thinking in your head, it's just 2.5 more weeks. As soon as this is done, I can then go hardcore into putting my energy into my business or putting my energy into my relationship or whatever it is. Because in life, you're going to have times where your energy goes in different places. So at the moment, we've said for our relationship, it's going to be hard for the next like 6 weeks until Sean competes, I compete, travel, all of that. It's going to be hard for us to spend quality time together. But we kind of just accept that and we're okay with it and we get it. So if you have a partner that isn't competing or doesn't get it or doesn't understand, you need to explain it to them. Because then if they understand and they've got it in their head, okay, it's only 2.5 more weeks or it's only 6 more weeks, and you can even plan something, and that's why we booked Japan at the end of the year.
Yeah.
Then
sashimi rolling, eating. Anyway.
Trying to get me right and dirty. Then it helps you stay a little bit more focused. So anyway, that was meant to be a short ramble. 20 minutes later, we're here. We're pretty much at Claire's house, Claire's place now.
Exit, so.
Oh, you took the wrong exit.
I missed an exit.
Okay, I better message her and tell her we're going to be late. Standard me. If anyone knows me, I'm always late. But worth the wait. That's the gayest thing in the world. Alright guys, we will see you at Claire's. See ya. So, bikini fitting done. Top did not fit my small breasts, so Claire has to now go and craft a new top. So there's no point even showing you that, but I can show you Sean's jazzy bottoms.
The jazzy.
So these ones are a lovely, I would say sky blue / silver. He got 2 pairs just in case he does go to nationals or on the days not feeling it or break some posing. Now these are the money shot. Okay, you ready for these? I picked this fabric and colour for him. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that package room. Lovely.
And I fill it out as well. Whee!
So if you want to see Shawnee wearing these, get ready for that comp day vlog. And that is pretty much it for here. And we're going to go to the warehouse and I'll chat to you soon. What time did we go in? Like 11?
11.
So yes, we had to do some work today. I was helping out packing some orders and shipping some things out. We had a few product delays and yeah, had to get some shit done. So sometimes I don't do a lot in terms of being down there anymore. I do a lot more of the back end of the company, a lot of the ordering, making sure everything's up to date, you know, some stuff to do with customers. But generally speaking, I'm not in the warehouse anymore, you know, doing the actual shipment out. But you know what? When shit gets busy and we got to go down there, and you know, me and Sean have had some Sundays where we've had to go down and put our hairnets on and, you know, get down there and do it. It just, yeah, to 1 AM. It just has to be done. That's part of business. And I think why hours are so sporadic sometimes. It's like shit comes up like this and we've just kind of had to cancel our day and just go and do it because it's really, really important. So we haven't eaten. I've had one meal today. What have you had?
A shake.
A shake. We've both had a shake today. This is not a normal day, I can tell you that. Normally I've had 2 meals. By this time I'd probably be about to have my 3rd meal, about 1:30. Sean's the same. So that just means we get to have a bigger meal.
That's it, man.
Exactly.
Hey. Thanks.
So if you do ever have that happen, you get stuck in a meeting or something happens, clients always freak out and they're like, oh, I missed a meal. No, you didn't. Just means you get a bigger meal for the next one. Just change your perspective. You get 2 meals in one. You're not going to get fat from having like one big meal. Like, I think that's a misconception. Studies have shown anywhere from 3 to like 5, 6 meals a day is optimal. So yeah, just work it in with your lifestyle. So anyway, we're going to get home, get some food, and I'll show you what I'm having for meal number 2 and /3.
Very lazy. I've got some minted peas.
Hey, show them what you do, how you cut your chicken.
I cook it off and then I use scissors because it's way easier. You don't need to use a chop board. You can just go snip, snippy, snip, snip, snip. You have meat shears. You know, I don't have any meat shears. So I'm using paper scissors. And they're not even proper scissors, they're like early learning scissors.
It's simple. So we don't really meal prep, so to speak, but we cook off a lot of stuff. Like Shawnee's got chicken cooked off, I've got some burgers, the remnants of my potatoes, which Sean ate the rest of them. So yeah, we're not big, like I pre-cook off a few meals myself. Sean doesn't, he likes all his stuff fresh because he's jazzy. But generally it does save me a bit of time just having a few things pre-cooked. Usually pickles, and then chicken or steak or whatever you feel like. Shawnee's shit off the scales, so one of these turkey burgers. They don't have a lot of protein in them, so because I need to catch them up on a meal, I might actually add in some extra chicken. That all you do when you diet is eat salads. Yes, you can be boring and you can eat salads, but you can have creative salads and it's all about adding flavour. Like you don't want to eat just, I don't know, capsicum and cucumber and like some dry chicken breast. Like no one has time for that. So, what's in it?
Minted peas, green beans, breast, dry roasted almonds, about 20 grams, and I like to mix sugar-free, sweet chili, and the no added sugar box. Bloody lovely.
Two best things in the world to jazz up a salad when you don't want to spend your calories. So I chop up my burger because I'm a child, and then I have it cut up, and then I'm going to weigh it off. This is just chopped up white potato. So mix it all in a bowl, then you don't have to make two things. That was 85 grams of potato. I'm going to do a handful of spinach. And then about 50 grams of the kale slaw mix. If you have IBS, which I do, I can't go too crazy on the kale. So don't use too much of this. It's also like not a bit of carbs, it's got a bit of carrot and stuff. Often weigh out my veggies. I probably should. I'm going to start actually, yes, for the rest of my prep. And it comes with this jazzy sauce and some pepita seeds. I'm going to use actually a little bit of that today. I really like this yogurt. It's yogurt chia dressing. But what I've been doing is just actually spreading it out over like 3 salads. So I've been putting about 15 grams, that's 15 mils on each one. And then frying it off and popping it in the fridge and utilising, because I used to use a little bit and throw it out and that was such a waste. Okay, that, and then we're going to add in, again, not this whole packet. I do need a fair bit of fats today because I'm down on fats. Maybe we'll use the whole packet. No. 10 grams. Okay, then so a really, really good dieting option. And it's also very, very good if you have a sensitive stomach. It's easy to digest, it's pretty much full of water and fiber. And then, I know some of you guys will think this is gross. 2 grams of carbs. I'm going to add a little bit of sugar-free barbecue sauce, which again is about 2 grams of carbs. It's not nothing, there is a little bit in it, so you do have to be making sure you add that into my food count. And then a tiny bit of sweet chili, which is pretty much 0 calories. Yeah, less than 1 gram of carbs. Okay, so we're going to give that a good old mix. And I would say I'm probably going to need a bit more protein for this. So I'm going to add in some high protein, low fat cheese. A bit of the old mozzarella. I'm going to add in about 30 grams of that, which will give me a serving size. They say it's 25 grams. So add in about another 10 grams of protein, because that'd be on about 4 or 5 grams of fat. So that is my lovely salad. The only other thing I'll add to that, because I'm a salt fiend, is a little bit of salt. But the barbecue sauce and all of that already has a fair bit of sodium in it. Probably doesn't need a lot more flavour. And I know that looks like a really boring meal. Look how big that is, and that's probably like, I don't know, 350, 400 calories, not a lot. So I'm going to go enjoy my meal. That is pretty much it for this vlog. So I know it's been a little bit boring, but a bit of day in the life, a bit of an insight. I think the video is going to go for too long if I also do dinner and all the other meals. But if you do want to see a full day of eating, then comment on this video below and I will do that in a future episode. Thank you so much for tuning into this random little prep update and vlog, and thank you to Shawnee for being in it. He's got to come squeeze in. See you in the next one.